There's nothing quite like a summer in Southern California. The sun is shining, the waves are firing, and it's a great day to be watching pro surfing here in Huntington Beach. You're watching the Vans US Open. We've got a brand new heat on paper, all fighting for the top 2 spots to move on into the round of 48. Caio, Ibelli, Ramzi, Boukhiam, Maxime, Huscenot, and McGill, all from all around the world. We've got someone representing Brazil, Morocco, France, and the North Shore of Oahu. Maxime, Huscenot, Caio, Ibelli can call themselves World Junior Champions. Maxime Huscenot representing Reunion Island, former World Junior Champ, wearing the white jersey, and he's ready to start this matchup. First turn, a lot of energy off the top for Huscenot. Into the flats now. Running after a right, just to find some energy. The wave's not even breaking anymore. But he's found the inside corner. A big blast on the finish for Maxime. Now following the car for Caio, Ibelli. And he'll get dropped off on the inside corner. So Caio getting his first score along with Maxime. And things just getting started here. Final that he had at Bell's, but he still looks strong. How'd you like this one? Well,
putting a lot of pressure into every turn on this wave. So obviously that injury not niggling too hard, because this is where it can get pretty tricky. You can see the amount of footwork you have to do, a lot of impact going into your ankles. Maxime Huscenot extends into that first turn. He's such a feisty competitor. Remember a few performances that he's had as a wild card at Quicksilver Pro in France. Taking down some big names.
Big wind up and a huge attempt off the roof from Ramzi. Board just explodes out from under his feet on the landing.
Yeah, he even checks it, Joe, just to make sure there's no buckle.
Let's see what happened here.
Ramzi eyeing off this big section, goes for the float, and then that, you know, that push of the impact of the lip falling, just reverbing back into his surfboard. Wow, that would have been one of the best maneuvers I've seen all day. He stays so crouched over his surfboard, then extends and then goes straight into that impact. That was pretty severe.
What a big wipeout. Going for a huge one maneuver section. That was the kind of one maneuver wave that would have been a massive score.
Hang with all my friends and my parents and my brother. It's all just like, it's the best thing to have a big contest at home. Love it.
Your thoughts on the rest of the week? It's a long road to the final, but at the end, the prize is 10,000 points, and for sure, a really good chance at the 2018 Championship Tour. Let's talk about your plans for the week and how you're going to pace yourself. We're going to see more of Griffin Colapinto. You can count on that. Great performance out there. Thank you.
Thank you, Caio. Griffin staying nice and cool and calm. He's going to get used to that post-heat interview over his career, because he keeps winning and winning at a high level as we continue with action with Ramzi. I love how smooth and subtle he is when he's got some downtime, and he's actually performing under the pier.
Wow, does well to kick out in the middle of those pylons. You see how shallow it is there, as well as dangerous with the barnacles. Ramzi not afraid, as we've seen early in this heat with that death top turn that he did. Of Joe.
Now watching this wind up, going for the big spin out the back, who is Maxime Huscenot. Throwing a little variety on that alley-oop rotation. That's another one of those things Josh Kerr was innovative enough to throw down. I think they're calling it the Kersey spin. Turning into that full rotation with a grab. Just incomplete on the landing there. Usually the road. Win a title as a junior. Get right into a seed in big events and qualify. Big float from Caio, and he can't hang on.
Yep, that section has been the demise of a lot of surfers throughout the event. Tricky one with that pier looming so close to that section. So Caio, great wall to work with. Throws it straight up, floats it too, comes down. He's all in on that maneuver. You can tell by the way that he's just has all his focus and his weight, head and shoulders, all facing forward over that stringer. Everything was looking right. And then Ramzi Boukhiam, solid performance from this surfer in this heat. I love his commitment on every single wave. Such a big power surfer from Morocco. Wow, there he is, doing that maneuver through the pier. So just negotiating those obstacles. And then Finn McGill on that Gamma board by Slater Designs, finding some pop in that first turn.
And good for that one move before he loses the wave. So yeah, that's been the cool news with Kelly, as well as getting involved heavily with his own brand of surfboard equipment. Is an incredible feat. Last year it was Toledo. He's here to defend his title. As we get back into this one, Rosie, with Maxime Huscenot. Nice easy float. So capitalize with the maneuver out the back. And now running towards a finish. Fun looking reform wall, layback hack. Love that maneuver choice. Finn McGill is already through his reform. Wanting to make the connection, looks like Finn has it. And sets up a clean finish. Stands tall. And the young Finn McGill still with a ton of support on the beach here in Huntington.
Love it, just that junior contingent down here supporting their friends. Maxime's wave was strong for me, Joe. That 1.20 is going to be long gone.
Next wave for Caio, up and down. So slower start for our top-seeded surfer. Mostly kind of around that Salt Creek area in Laguna Niguel, Dana Point. As we see Finn start, he did get a turn out the back before the reform.
Yeah, that's so important to get that major maneuver. Does well to maintain his standing position on this wave. Really wants that inside connection. You can see how much it means to these surfers to get more points on the board. So that sharp hit off the top. And then Maxime looking to replace that 1.20. Big floating maneuver out the back. And he too will just do the Huntington hop through this dead section of water. Rail to rail transition, gaining speed. This hit right here, different to what we've seen on the inside. I think you usually see that kind of floating hit. He laid into that one, so we'll see how that point of difference will come into his scoreline.
Maxime's had a few solid years on the qualifying series. Well, probably about 6 or 7 years since the World Junior title. There's a lot of expectations that are on your shoulders. As we continue with this one, Caio trying to get his first major score. Nice rock and roll float, climb, snap, and now he'll do a little carve down just to keep his momentum going towards the beach. Now the lip showing up, off the lip 2 times on the reform. Nice fluid approach from Caio, needing a 6.47 to move into the top 2.
I think that could be the best way of the heat so far, Joe.
Feel out his equipment in this one, really opening up for him.
Yeah, electing to use that forehand that we've seen him utilize on the championship tour. The flow between maneuvers was so great for me. I think this could be a good wave in the context of the heat. Manages to get 2 hits on that inside section. So 3 maneuvers out the back, then bringing it onto the inside. What do you reckon, maybe 5 or 6 range?
Oh, I like that. I think you're right on the money there at those mid-range scores. He had a 2 and a 1 before. 6.47 will get him into the top 2. It doesn't look like it's going to go that high. It's a 5.13 years. He had a lot of experience surfing at Huntington as an amateur. As he's up now, already had a snap out of the way. McGill trying to protect that second spot. Looking comfortable through the reform. Now it's opening up. Winds up the reverse. Can he pull this one off? It was a tough section for that maneuver, and he's able to get it done.
I like that point of difference. We've seen that float. We've seen the hit off the top. Throwing a little reverse, spice it up a little bit. See something new.
I like it, and that section wasn't just saying reverse all over it.
No.
It had warbles in it. Sand was popping up.
Exactly. Negotiated it so well. I had the confidence to stick it too. There was a moment there where we didn't know if he was going to ride it out, so does well to finish off that ride.
Next wave setting up for Ramzi. Powerful vertical to kick this one off. A ton of speed. Sets the rail for a full roundhouse and a high rebound. Such a classic maneuver, done so well by a surfer from Morocco. Setup work, view from the pier as he looks for a finishing move, jams it.
Gosh, that was nice. That was beautiful. Just that direction change, the swoop, able to hold his rail for such a long time.
Really nice to see that wave. All of a sudden you see a few waves, they're decent scores, and a ride with a little extra gear.
I think we speak about Tom Curran and how he has that flow at this place. I would say that this maneuver just fits right into that criteria of just reading this redirection so well and coming up with a new dynamic way to make your mark on Huntington Beach. That board looking so buttery under his feet too. And we mentioned making that inside connection. Ramzi Boukhiam, that was the best way of the heat.
Also looking back at Caio's last.
Caio, sharp surfing on his backhand, a medium-sized wave. Similar size to his 5.13. Let's see this inside, what it provides for him in terms of scoreability. Wow, throws the tail out there, unfortunately. Gobbled up.
Also in the exchange, Maxime Huscenot.
Wow, just back-to-back rapid fire in the remaining minutes of this heat. So Maxime looking to protect that #1 spot that he's worked so hard to maintain in this heat. With that flurry of activity, it's dangerous times for the Frenchman. He wants to solidify his spot into the round of 48.
So passing the final minute, trying to really seal the deal here is Caio Ibelli. His last of 4:03, but he's probably hearing the fireworks from Maxime and Ramzi on that last exchange. Winding up the end section, blows the tail for a finish. Finn McGill fighting for a spot back into the top 2. 20 seconds, the Super Grom from the North Shore of Oahu lines up the end section, tail drift. Tough finish to work with, but he gets the completion once again.
Yeah, things have just completely shuffled. Caio Ibelli jumping into second place. I think he's even going to better his scoreline with that last, getting the finish on that last turn. But Ramzi, where did he factor in? Let's watch Finn McGill, what he was able to do on the outside. Great vertical approach. Gets a little hung up there. This wave didn't give him the opportunity for huge maneuvers on the outside, which we love to see. Hunting that finish.
And throwing that little drift. So also important wave for Caio with scores filling in. He did get the first turn out the back.
Yeah, he did, and he buttoned it up with that carve and the redirect for this right hand inside double up. And this finish right here is what was lacking on that 4.03. Let's see if he betters his situation.
So the backside snap out the back for Caio, blows the tail on the forehand finishing move. A couple of tight moves on a challenging wave to ride. Remember, Huscenot was in the lead early with his 5.17. He did build to a 6.17 on his last. So that helped his cause. Remember Ramzi's waves with a full roundhouse cutback, 6.0 for that effort. That did take him into the second spot. And now waiting for last of Caio, a very important 2-turn combo, 4.05 or better. He's back into the top 2.
Yeah, let's see if he turns this one. Wow, 4.05 required. I think that's going to be really a close decision. Ramzi with the 6.0 on that wave that we liked so much. Ooh, this is going to be tight, Joe. Looks like it's going to be pretty much there.
Oh, what an interesting matchup. These guys left chasing small scores, all of them getting involved in the final exchange. Caio watching himself wait on the broadcast. All he wants to see is the numbers. 4.47 for Caio, getting the message that he did enough to get second place back. Ramzi drops to third right at the end of this heat. Finn McGill in fourth. The last 5 minutes were the most entertaining in this matchup.
Definitely energy packed at the end there, and Maxime able to hold on to that lead throughout this exchange.